Hello, David Paul here. I'm about to go to the pub, so I thought it would be a good point to make a little video just to comment, because I'm trying to log the difficulties of doing this project, just to comment on last night and where I'm at the moment, and the little crisis I went through last night, and I'm back out and things are leveling off. This is well, this project is problematical, let's just say that, but it's still worthwhile, and I'm still gonna do it. So here I am, I'm sitting by my stove, taking the coals out, because I'm gonna have a big fire up tonight, and I don't want this last bit of coal there, and that I'm gonna put the whole lot in and keep warm tonight. I lit the fire last night. It took me it felt like about 4 hours to light the fire last night, so tonight I'm going to go and buy some more fire lighters. I won't buy more coal for this thing. It's like a charcoal, smokeless coal type thing. What I'll do is I'll do that tomorrow. I'll just focus on the business of just getting through tonight and not freezing to death. Now the temperature's, I don't know what it is, maybe around about 10 degrees centigrade, but it's very damp, and it has rained all day long. Just poured down, and it rained all last night, and it dripped in the roof. And at the start of the night, because I've disrupted everything here and leveled off the roof, I've caused leaks probably which wouldn't have been there before. But this is what you have to do when you start to change things, you know. It would be great to work in the summertime all the time, but I just can't. It doesn't happen. I put more timbers in over there. That little last bubble there is still hanging down, but it's minor now. I'll put another timber in. I'll have to get the timbers and de-nail them. Can't find that hammer or the saw. I think they've gone. I left them in I think I left them in a hedgerow, and somebody's spotted them and picked them up, because I was going somewhere and I didn't want to carry them. Well, never mind. I'll have to buy a new hammer. So anyway, looking at this mess in here, I've created some space in the middle. On the floor, rain is dripping in the ceiling. Last night I was kind of panicky. That's a really strange feeling when you feel like you're gonna die, you know. You actually think you're gonna die, and you have to talk yourself out of it, because, well, if the worst came to the worst, I guess I could book into a hotel for a couple of nights, but the problem is I'd be leaving all my stuff here at the will of the weather, and at least, you know, I can run around here moving things and stuff when it rains. Okay, it's a mess, but I have a little bit of space created there. I've put up this barrier of material around here, this tarpaulin, which is good. Takes a little bit of wind chill off the place, although wind still passes through the tent. And in fact, actually, in a sense, that's good, because what happened this afternoon, we've had a really severe storm in the UK. We've got severe weather warnings out. What was happening is this cabin here was rocking back and forwards, and that's because I've been taking chances by not really fully adequately supporting the roof. So what I did is I made one of those A-frames and put that, this central spine here, this ridge beam here, is what most of the things are loaded down onto. So by stopping that moving, I've stopped the whole place moving. It's so outside, it's also tied up to a tree, so it's like got a hanging capability. It scared me when that was happening, because I thought if the whole damn thing comes down, it'll take me forever to put this back up and I'll freeze to death. Hypothermia is the big thing that scares me here. So anyway, after I put that in, I thought, you know, that wasn't going to collapse, because it was attached to the tree, so you would have to pull the tree down. But it's not a nice feeling that your cabin's moving around. So that end is pretty much secure. There's a little triangle over there where air's getting in, and there's a one over there. And because they're draped over the beams, I can't drape them down the side, but I've got more polyethylene stuff, and I'll make an attempt at that tomorrow. Now is the time to start putting in A-frames all the way around here and making the whole structure stiffer. I've worked on the ceiling a bit, put more beams in. These things here they're terrible to... The weight of the material on the top makes these difficult to move around. So they're all misaligned. They should align with this central beam behind here, just behind there, and they're not. So that needs aligning. There are short links in there, which are the original planks I had. I need to get rid of them and replace them with longer ones, but yet again it's that denailing. So I bought a pair of mole grips because I want to demonstrate how you can make a router with a pair of mole grips and a router bit. So I want to do a video on that. So I bought that, and then I realised I could pull the nails out with that, and it was a really good deal as well at Tesco. So I may buy a few, because I also realised that with these mole grips you can use them as clamps, so you can just clip things together while you drill them, which is very, very useful. I've never thought of using mole grips as clamps, but I guess everybody else does it when they're welding. Okay, so that's that. That's the way it is. Now this tent, the tent is gone. The tent used to be over there, and I've taken that down. As I said in the last video, I had to cut it up and so on. That's it lying on the floor there, and it's a total wreck. And I was going to use it as a mosquito net. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw it out, and I'm going to buy a mosquito net. I don't care, because you know, I just got enough work to do. So those sandbag type things with earth bags at the back, I cannot raise that wall any higher because they tend to tip over. So what I need to do, because they're not wide ones like normal sandbags, I need to pile up earth behind that. So I will earth berm against that outside and stiffen that up. I had an original plan which was to grow ivy inside up the walls and use that as a support for the structure of this place, and I still will do that, but that's a long-term project. I'm going to have to grow the ivy first, plant it inside, and have it sticking outside such that it's able to get some sunlight. Okay, so what happened is it was dripping down here onto my bed. It was dripping here on this side of the bed, and it's dripping at the top end, and the bed got wet. It got damp in places. And what happens is that the damp tends to spread around the bed evenly, so that the whole bed is damp. So what I'm doing, I got into the bed last night, and could I hell get to sleep, because it's just, I was warm enough, but it's just an unpleasant clammy feeling. So anyway, I put this tarpaulin over the bed, and in there, if you can see that, is my bed. The sheets are filthy because of all the mud and muck in here, but anyway, I'll take them to the laundrette soon. So okay, the bed gets damp, you see. Now what I've noticed is every night I'm getting into a damp bed, but at the same time I wake up in the morning lovely and snug in a lovely warm dry bed. And I thought, is that because I'm evaporating off the moisture from the bed? And it turns out that the bed is not actually damp, it just feels that way because it's so cold. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in 2 hot water bottles every night and ensure that I get off to a good start to warming up the bed, because, you know, I don't want to be warm and snug by the morning. I want to be warm and snug before then. Sometimes though, I find I'm actually too hot, which is odd, you know. So I have to throw the sheets off, and I'm like wake up like in a panic in the middle of the night, boiling, because I've got 2 duvets in one bag, so that makes it 26 tug. Now this entrance here, I'm just leaving it like that for the moment because we're still in the tail end of the storm, and what I don't want is, because I'm now going to go to the pub, I don't want any shenanigans with the wind in the place and it tipping the cabin over or anything like that. Very unlikely to happen. The worst of the storm is over, but you never know. Now I've got to go out into that forest there in the pitch black, navigate through it and go to the pub. This is the nasty slippery part of the job, but well worth it, because I'm going to sit in a nice warm pub with a couple of beers, and later on I'll have some food, and I will charge all my devices, and I will also sit and do some work, astronomy assignments and things like that. So there you go. That's the way it is at the moment, and this is what you're letting yourself in for if you get into this sort of lifestyle. I was thinking of writing a book about this, and I've done so much with the construction of this cabin and the previous cabin, and ideas I've had for designs. You don't have to build it like this. There's a thing called a spirangle where you can, if you Google a spirangle, you can see how that would allow you to expand a building or whatever. So I may do that if I have time, but as I say, my life is just so full of stuff to do. Anyway, I think I've covered every aspect of what's going on at the moment. Not in a panic now. I had a shower, went out there into the darkness, had the shower. The trick to having a shower, by the way, in these situations, if it gets really cold, is to strip off your bottom end, shower that part, dry up, put your clothes on, and then wash all the top end, and that way you're not exposing too much to the weather. Otherwise you're damn well going to freeze. It's just so extremely unpleasant. So over there I have a huge amount of wood sawn up ready for tonight. So this fire is going to light. It is going to light. It's going to go off like a rocket, and that'll be it for tonight. So anyway, thanks for viewing my videos. Thanks to all the people who stuck with me on this. I've got 221 people. I got up to 223 and 2 of them dropped out, so I must have put one interesting thing on for them. But as anarchic as all this stuff is, there's a theme to it, you know. There's a theme about self-reliance and not being scared, and being able to cope with homelessness, and how you can function as an independent off-grid unit. And I haven't, you know, I haven't done the start of it yet. I mean, there's so much more that I could do, you know, because I still work within the economic system. I have pensions and I use that, and I don't think I'm not going to do that either, since I have them. But I now feel that I could actually function without money. So there you go. Okay, thanks a lot, and thanks to all the people who are watching my videos, and anybody who watches this, would you please come subscribe? I need to get the numbers up, because I'm not doing it so much for me. It's I want to convey a lot of ideas, and the way is to get the numbers up, so that, you know, I'm in people's mind, and when people say they want to do something, say, oh, there's a guy on the internet, he built a cabin out of shipping container cases. Here he is, you know. Because there are a lot of people out there, some of them are actually frightened. I've heard I was listening to some accounts and reading vlogs and stuff like that about people who they're going to lose their accommodation, and they're actually frightened. So that's not good. There has to be a basic set of skills that will allow you to survive, not sleeping in shop doorways and all of that sort of stuff. I was actually thinking about a place in Siberia. It's absolutely horrendous. And I was wondering if I could function out there. It would be nice to get permission from the Russian government and see if you could go out and build a cabin. Just get out there, build a cabin damn quick and spend the winter there. And see if you could do it. Because once you got the cabin, of course, then the food is the next thing. So that would be the worst condition that a human being could ever find himself in on this planet Earth. So anyway, I'm rambling now and I need to go to the pub. So thanks a lot and Happy New Year to everybody, and see you later. Jesus be with you.